World Cup 2018 warning. England fans told not to fly flags as Russian hooligan fears grow. England fans travelling to this summer's World Cup have been told not to fly flags of St. George, or risk making themselves a target for Russian football hooligans. Mark Roberts, the National Lead for Football Policing, fears tense relations between London and Moscow in the wake of the poisoning of former double agent Sergei Skripal and his daughter, plus the recent airstrikes on Syria, mean overt displays of patriotism are likely to trigger a violent response. Mr. Roberts, the Deputy Chief Constable of South Yorkshire Police, said there was a very strong nationalistic, patriotic sense running throughout society which is firmly, at least ostensibly, behind President Vladimir Putin. Referring to the fact that England fans have historically sung about the Second World War during encounters with Germany, he warned that similar behavior in Russia would be fraught with risk. He explained, "They use that horrible word banter and pretend it's just a laugh. Well, it won't be perceived in that way." Speaking on the eve of St. George's Day, he stressed that even the simple act of unfurling flags in public was inadvisable, adding, "The fact of the matter is you are bringing increased attention and risk on yourself." To make matters worse, most of the British embassy staff tasked with World Cup preparations were expelled last month as Moscow responded to similar expulsions of Russian diplomats from London in the wake of the Skripal affair, blame for which has widely been attributed to President Vladimir Putin's regime. These diplomats would usually be on hand to help British citizens in Russia if they are arrested, fall ill, or lose their passports. Violent clashes threatened to mar the European Championships 2 years ago, with shocking footage emerging on YouTube of Russian fans wearing GoPro camera headsets filming attacks on English fans. And a BBC documentary aired earlier last year, Russia's Hooligan Army, suggested trouble at this summer's tournament was inevitable, with one predicting it would be a festival of violence. Mr. Roberts also stressed that many games would be held in some of Russia's most sensitive sites, including Volgograd, formerly Stalingrad, where an estimated 2 million German and Soviet soldiers died in World War II during the siege and subsequent battle. England play their opening fixture against Tunisia in the shadow of an 85-feet statue of a woman armed with a sword called the Motherland Calls, which was built in 1959 to honor of those who died in the conflict. He added, "Supporters need to be mindful and we need to show a bit of cultural sensitivity. We wouldn't expect supporters of other countries' teams to come to the UK and act in a disrespectful manner around the cenotaph." Mr. Roberts hit the headlines last month after trouble flared in Amsterdam after England's 1-0 win over Holland, which resulted in 100 arrests. He said, "The behavior of a large number of England supporters was appalling. Any attempts to downplay it are wide of the mark. The sad fact is that the drunken mob's behavior reinforces the negative stereotype of England supporters, and will impact on the treatment all fans can expect when they follow the team abroad."